everyone, welcome back to Explore Zinare. Join me on an exciting Suswa adventure, where I uncover hidden gems and share travel tips to make your journey unforgettable. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to embark on thrilling exploration with me, and let's discover the world together. I arrived at Makadara railway station at around 6:30, waiting for the train that comes from town CBD. It will arrive here around 6:50 or so. If I remember keenly, this train made two stops. The first stop was here at Makadara, from town that is, and the other stop was at Imara Daima station, and the last stop was at Syokimau. Now there is where now you'll catch the Suswa train. The train arrived at 6:50 am just in time for the morning commute. Off we boarded, and before I forget, this train will cost you 50 shillings from Makadara. I think from town is around 100 shillings, but I'm not sure. From Makadara to Syokimau it's 50 shillings. We arrived on time at Nairobi Terminus, which is located in Syokimau, to catch the next train to Suswa. After alighting from the Nairobi Railway commuter train from Makadara, you'll have to alight and you'll need to go through a security check before checking in into the Nairobi Terminus. At this point, I had already gone through the security screening. You'll go through several screening, but to this point I had gone through one screening. Then you'll go and print your ticket if you haven't printed, and you'll have to wait for Mombasa train to depart first before the Suswa train. When waiting for Suswa train to depart, because that train departs at 8:50 am, I was also waiting for my travel squad, and they had arrived. So here we are, saying hi to each other because we haven't met for a long time. Here I am from printing the tickets. Now I'm giving every member their tickets. We are excited and ready for the adventure. At this point I had gone through the second screening, now going to the third screening. I tell you, the security at SGR is top notch. We had approximately 1 hour to wait for departure time, so we decided to have a cup of tea since we left our homes very early. We didn't have time to take tea at home rather than have it here. Few minutes to 8:50 am, we now heading to board the Suswa train. You don't board exactly at 8:50, but you board at, I think it was around 8. It was around 6:30, I guess, because you need time to settle, to find your coach and seat, so you don't board exactly at 8:50 but minutes to 8:50. Actually, I think 20 to 30 minutes to 8:50, so as you find your seat and coach. We were now settled in the train. A little music to spice up the trip. You can see the happiness on our faces and having some snacks here and there, catching up stories, By the way, I forgot to tell you that Suswa Train is 250 one way, and it only operates 3 days per week, that is Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So if you wish to visit Suswa via SGR, make sure you get your tickets earlier before the traveling day, and it should be between the 3 days that I've mentioned. The train started moving at exactly 8:50 as I mentioned previously. Now on this train there are several things that you will see on the way. Now that's the attraction of the Suswa SGR train. Suswa Train offers several notable attractions. The first one is Nairobi National Park. The train provides a unique view of Nairobi National Park, allowing passengers to spot wildlife such as lion, giraffe, zebras, and rhinos from the comfort of their seats. But as you can see, for you to spot those animals, you might need binoculars, or you might need a longer lens to able you to see the animals at a closer view. Here I had spotted Kongoni. For those who know about animals, you know what a Kongoni is, and I also carried along my long zoom lens, so I was able to see animals at a closer view, though it was difficult trying to spot them because the train was also moving at a greater speed at some point. The second attraction of this trip is the view of the Ngong Hills. The scenic Ngong Hills are visible during the journey, offering landscape and glimpse into the Great Rift Valley as well. Stay tuned for more attractions. Here we were approaching the view of the Ngong Hills nearer, but I also had to zoom. You can see the wind turbines on the foot of the Ngong Hills. Not really the foot, but they are not at the peak of the Ngong Hills. The third attraction of the Suswa trip is the tunnels, the 3 tunnels. The train passes through the Suswa tunnel, which is the longest in East Africa and the second longest in Africa. This engineering marvel is a highlight of the journey, I tell you. You guys should go to the Suswa train. By the way, the tunnels have names. The first one was Ngong Tunnel, the longest on East Africa, and the second tunnel was Kimuka Tunnel, and the last tunnel was Nachu Tunnel. But I didn't manage to record them all, but I have the Nachu Tunnel from the beginning to the end. It is in between the video. Here is another scenic view. For you to get this view, you have to go to the back end, or should I call it the last coach of the train. There is a small window where you can see and record this view. You can take photos as well. The third attraction of this trip is the Aberdares Range and Mount Suswa. The ride offers distance view of Aberdares Range and Mount Suswa, adding to the scenic beauty of the trip. Here we are on the third tunnel, which is the Nachu tunnel. I recorded this tunnel for around 2 minutes and 39 seconds. You can imagine how long it is, and you can also imagine the engineering that took place to build this tunnel. It went completely dark at some point because now we couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but after 2 minutes now we got out. There was some light coming out. There we are, and you can see it's written the exit Nachu tunnel. The disappointing part of this SGR Suswa train, their toilets were locked, so we had to stop over at Mahimayu station for people to go to the washrooms, but it was hectic because most people were pressed to go to the toilet, so you can imagine the queue, and the stop at the Mahimayu station was 3 minutes. And by now we had arrived to Suswa station. The trip was around it was 2 hours from Nairobi to Suswa. Upon arriving at Suswa station, from here you can take a taxi to your favorite destination. There are several things to do around Suswa. For us and my travel squad, we went to Zambezi Resort, which was around 1,500 per vehicle. The 1,500 per vehicle was a 7-seater. I don't know if it's the same price for 5-seater vehicles. Here we are on our way to Zambezi Cabin Resort, which was around 30 minutes drive from the Suswa terminus. And also remember, while you visit your preferred destination, remember to be back to your station, that is Suswa station, before 3 p.m. or exactly at 3 p.m. because the train leaves Suswa back to Nairobi at 3:50 p.m. The fourth attraction of this trip is the famous Maasai towns. The route takes you near various Maasai towns where you can observe traditional Maasai culture and their lifestyle, the way they live. You can see kettles at a distance, houses, the way they've built their houses. It's an awesome trip, guys. These attractions make the Suswa train ride memorable experience, combining natural beauty, wildlife sighting, and cultural insights. And this was the meal of the day. I had pork chops and some fries. And here we are approaching the end of the trip. Now I am back at the station, ready for departure back to Nairobi. I hope you enjoy the video. See you next time to the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share my video, and also comment. See ya.